Hello, Igor Young Minds. Ngayon ay nasa week 8 na po tayo ng ating fourth quarter. Okay, ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon is about simple predictions of events with problem solving. Muli po, ito si Teacher Juan. Para sa hindi pa nakaka-subscribe, ay huwag po natin kalimutan mag-subscribe para updated po kayo sa ating mga video lessons. At kapag naman may natutunan sa lesson na ito, ay huwag po natin kalimutang i-share sa iba at i-like na rin para may matutunan din naman sila. Muli po para sa lahat ng eager young minds from different parts of Calabarzon and Philippines, ay congratulations po sa inyong lahat. Lalong-lalo na po sa mga tumangkilik sa atin simula first quarter. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Okay? Happy graduation sa lahat ng eager young minds. Okay po, sana ipagpatuloy po ang inyong maayos na pag-aaral para naman po sa inyong kinabukasan. Kahit pandemya ay hindi po dapat mapipigilan ang edukasyon. Okay, tuloy-tuloy lang yan. Okay po, congratulations, happy graduations, and thank you po sa inyo. Simula na po tayo. Let's start. Do you know how effective COVID vaccines are? Okay, so usong-uso ngayon kasi nagsisimula na ang vaccination. So alam niyo ba kung gaano ka-epektibo ang vaccines ngayon? According to WHO or the World Health Organization, Pfizer, ito pinag-uusapan lang natin Pfizer BioNTech vaccine against COVID-19 has an efficacy of 95% against symptomatic SARS-CoV-2 infection or the COVID-19. So meron daw siyang 95% efficacy. Okay. According to the data above, the effectiveness of Pfizer BioNTech vaccine is 95%. Okay? So ang efficacy niya ay 95% daw. Kung ipa-plot natin yan sa ating number line, that is here. Okay? Kung naalala ninyo sa ating week 6 lesson, kapag ang kanyang probability ay malapit na sa 1 or malapit na sa 100%. Okay? That is, ano nga ito? Most likely yan. Okay, mas malamang na mas safe ka. 95% efficacy is very safe na. Malapit na siya sa 100% or certain na hindi ka na magkakaroon ng SARS-CoV infection. Okay? So para sa hindi pa nagpapabaksin, ini-encourage kayo ng government na magkaroon kayo na i-avail niyo ang vaccination program nila. Okay? To protect ourselves from COVID-19. And then, the chance that something will happen is called probability. So ito, inuulit-ulit na natin. And then, it is used to describe how likely or unlikely something will happen. Probability may be given in fraction, in decimal, or percent. The value of probability ranges from 0 to 1. 0 means the event is impossible to happen, while 1 or 100% means that the event is certain to happen. Okay, example number 1. There are colored small cubes inside a box. There are 4 blue, 2 yellow, 3 red, 1 green small cubes. What is the likelihood of picking a yellow cube out of the box? So ito yung box, meron diyang 4 na blue, okay, 2 yellow, 3 red at 1 green. Okay, and then when we use a formula to find the probability of an event, we are finding that theoretical probability. Okay, meron kasing dalawang klase ng probability, that is theoretical and then the experimental. So dito muna tayo. Theoretical probability of an event is the number of ways that an event can occur divided by the total number of outcomes. Again, the event or theoretical probability of an event is the number of ways that an event can occur divided by the total number of outcomes. So, yan. Ngayon, tanong dito, what is the likelihood of picking a yellow cube daw out of the box? Kung titingnan ninyo, okay, the formula of probability is theoretical probability is equals to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of possible outcomes. Ngayon, kung titingnan mo to, ano ba yung number of favorable outcomes? Ang hinihingi, what is the likelihood of picking a yellow cube? Yellow ang hinihingi niya. So titingnan natin, ilang yellow ba ang mayroon? Meron tayong dalawang yellow. So ibig sabihin, ang number of favorable outcomes is 2. Kasi dalawa lang ang yellow. So dalawa lang ang chance na mapipili ang yellow. And then, what is the number of possible outcomes? Ilang cubes ba meron sa box na yan? So bilangin natin. There are 10 cubes. So meron tayong number of possible outcomes kasi pag bumunot ka dyan, ang chances na makabunot ka ay 10 dahil meron diyang 10 small cubes. So that is, number of possible outcomes is 10. So, the theoretical probability of picking a yellow cube is 1/10 or 1/5. Okay, tandaan, ang fraction, lagi-lagi yan, ilo-lowest term. Paano nakuha yung 1/5? Kuhanin ang greatest common factor ng dalawa, ng 2 at saka 10, and that is 2. So, 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then 10 divided by 2 is 5. Kaya naging 1/5. Okay. We can also find the probability of an event by doing an experiment. When we do this, we are finding experimental probability. Okay? So kanina theoretical, ngayon naman ang experimental. Experimental probability of an event is the ratio of the number of times an event occur to the total number of trials or times the activity is performed. Okay? Tingnan niyo. Kasi dito sa experimental probability ay eto, mag-experiment ka, tingnan mo kung ilang beses mong ginawa yung eksperimento. Okay? Yun yung denominator natin. So the formula for experimental probability is this one. Number of times favorable outcomes occur, kung ilang beses lumabas ang favorable outcomes, and divided by the number of trials in the experiment. Ilang beses mong ginawa yung experiment. Okay? So example, ganun pa rin dito. Okay. So ito pa rin yung box natin kanina. Now, here's the direction. Example, take 1 cube inside the box. Okay. Halimbawa, kukuha ka ng isang cube sa isang box na yan. Okay? Kumuha ka ng isa. Record the color and return the cube in the box. Okay. Kapag nakabunot ka na, ililista mo, tapos ibabalik muli yung cube. Aha, nagawa na natin. Halimbawa, repeat the process at least 10 times. Okay? 10 beses natin gagawin yan. Okay? Kung 8, pwede rin naman. Okay? And then, okay, halimbawa, naka 10 times na tayo. Count the number of times yellow cube was picked. Ngayon, bilangin mo. Dun sa pagbubunot mo, ilang beses mo bang nabunot yung yellow? Okay? According dito, the number of times yellow cube was picked is 4 daw. Halimbawa, 4 na beses siyang nakuha. Okay? Eh sir, dalawa lang naman ang yellow. Paano siya nabunot ng 4? Kasi sabi dito, di ba? Okay? Ibabalik natin ang cube sa box. Kaya pag bunot mo ng isa, babalik mo na naman, lista, tapos balik. Bunot ng isa, lista, balik. Kaya ang yellow, pwede talagang mabunot ng 4 na beses. Okay. So, 4 na beses mo nabunot ang yellow cube. Okay, tingnan natin. So, kapag same question pa rin, okay, ilang numbers daw, o ano ang probability na mabunot or na nabunot ang yellow cube? Since 4 times natin siyang nabunot, so the experimental probability, that is the number of times favorable outcomes occur. So ilang beses siyang nabunot? 4. So that is now the sa numerator natin. Number of trials, ilang beses kang bumunot? Ilang beses mong ginawa yung experiment mo? 10 times according to the problem. Kaya naman ang ating experimental probability of picking a yellow cube is 4/10, or syempre i-lowest mo yan, i-lowest term mo yan, kuhanin ang greatest common factor, that is so 4 is divisible by 2, 10 is divisible by 2, so that is 4 divided by 2 and then 10 divided by 2. Kaya naman 4 divided by 2 is 2 and then 10 divided by 2 is 5. Kaya naman the experimental probability of picking a yellow cube is 2:5. Okay? So ganun. Now, example number 2. In a die, what is the probability of getting a face with 1 dot, 3 dots, and 5 dots? Okay. In a die. Okay, meron question dito. Interesting yung may nagtanong doon sa isang video ko. Sir, kasi ito ang pinakita ko, dice kasi. Die ba talaga yan, sir? Bakit die kasi ang iba ang connotation eh. Pero Yes po, tama po. Ang tawag dito sa isang cube na yan, that is a die. Die lang yan kasi ang dice ay plural po yan. Okay? Ngayon, what is the probability of getting a face with 1 dot, 3 dots, and 5 dots? Okay, ngayon, theoretical probability tayo. Kasi wala namang experiment na naganap. So the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of possible outcomes. Tingnan mo ilang faces ba or ilang dots ba meron dyan sa, ilang faces meron sa die na yan. So meron lang yung 6 eh. Okay? Ibig sabihin, the theoretical probability of getting a face with 1 dot, syempre isa lang naman ang face dyan na merong 1 dot, that is 1:6 or 1/6. Ito lang yon. Okay. Syempre, getting 3 dots, isa din lang naman ang merong 3 dots dyan. So that is also 1/6. Kung theoretical probability naman of getting a face with 5 dots, isa lang din lang naman ang face dyan na merong 5 dots. So that is also 1/6. Okay? Now, example number 3. Arkin is tossing a coin. He tossed the coin 50 times. Okay. Ngayon, coin ha, tinos niya 50 times. Ibig sabihin, gumawa siya ng experiment. So this is experimental probability. It landed tails 38 times. Okay? So 38 times daw nagland ang coin sa tail. Okay? Find the probability of landing on heads. Okay, kalituhan. Ang hinahanap ay probability of landing on heads. Okay. So, since tails landed 38 times, therefore, heads landed 12 times. Okay? Logic lang. 50 times siya nag-toss ng coin, 38 na times nag-offer ang tail, ibig sabihin 12 times ang head. Kasi 30 plus or 50 minus 38, that is 12. So, 12 heads and then 38 tails. Ngayon, experimental probability. Okay, what is the probability of landing on heads? So, ilang beses nagland sa heads? That is 12 times. Okay, ilang trials ang ginawa niya? 50 times. Okay, experimental probability ito ha. So, this is 50. Okay, meron pala. Okay, ngayon, since fraction yan, kailangan mo yung lowest term. So, ang lowest term yan is 6/25. So, paano nangyari yon? Kuhanin ang greatest common factor ng 12 at saka 50. So, 12 is divisible by 2 and then 50 is divisible by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6 and then 50 divided by 2 is 25. Kaya naman, the answer is the probability of landing on heads is 6/25. Okay. Example 4. A medical study tested new vaccine on 4,800 participants. It is effective, okay, to 4,200 participants. Find the experimental probability of the effectiveness of the vaccine. Okay. 4,800 participants, effective siya sa 4,200. Okay, ngayon, what is the experimental probability? Okay, titingnan natin. So 4,800, ito yung number of time of favorable outcomes occur. Kasi effective siya sa 4,800 eh. Then sa baba naman, number of trials. Ilan ba ang ginawa nilang experiment? So that is 4,800. Okay? At syempre, dahil fraction yan, kailangan natin yung lowest term. So hanapin natin ang greatest common factor of 42 and of 4,200 and then 48, that is 600. So 4,200 divided by 600 and then 4,800 divided by 600, that is 7/8. Again, so probability can be written in fraction. Okay? Pwede rin siyang in decimal and then pwede rin siyang in percent. So in decimal, ang gagawin mo lang dyan, 7 divided by 8 and that is 7 divided by 8. Siyempre fraction kasi yan eh. So that is a 0.875. So ito ang decimal form ng probability na yan. And kapag ginawa mo yung percent, you just have to multiply this one by 100 or move the decimal point 2 places to the right. 1, 2. Kaya ang decimal point niyan nandito. Kung kaya naman, in percent, that is 87.5%. Okay? So yeah. Next. So the experimental probability that the vaccine is effective is 7/8 or 87.5%. Okay? So yun lang yun. Now, so again, theoretical probability is what we expect to happen. So ito yung theoretical. Experimental probability is what actually happens when we try it out. Okay? Sa experimental, nagkakaroon tayo ng experiment. Sa theoretical, yun na talaga yun. Okay? Yun na talaga. Ina-expect na natin mangyari yun kasi wala nang ibang data noon. Okay. As more trials conducted, the more experimental probability is generally gets closer to theoretical probability. Okay? So mas maraming experiment ang ginagawa mo, okay, mas nalalapit ang kinalalabasan or ang probability sa theoretical probability. Huh? Now, learning task 1, directions. Tell whether the situation is an experimental or theoretical probability. Ngayon, tingnan natin. Ito bang mga condition na to or mga situation na to ay gagamitan ba or theoretical probability ba siya or experimental probability? Tingnan natin. Probability of getting a dot when rolling a die. So, anong probability nun? Meron bang experiment na naganap? Wala. So, ano daw ang chance na makakuha ka ng dot sa pag-roll ng die? So, that is, ano yun? Theoretical probability yan. Walang experiment na naganap. Number 2, tossing a coin 50 times. Okay, nag-toss siya ng coins 50 times. Landed 22 times ang head. What is the probability of landing on tail? So, ano kaya to? Theoretical or experimental? Siyempre, nag-toss siya ng 50 times para makuha yung probability. So that is experimental probability. Chances of winning a raffle contest. Okay, ito kaya ay theoretical or experimental? Siyempre, hindi naman. Kasi pag raffle, 1 to 100, okay, pili ka, then mag-raffle tayo. So definite ang result noon. Walang experiment doon. So that is theoretical probability. Okay. A day chosen from a week. Okay? Pumili ka ng isang araw sa isang linggo. Theoretical or experimental? Okay, walang experiment naman nun. So that is theoretical probability. A survey was conducted about the efficacy of video lesson. So ito, ganito. Ano daw, effective daw ba ang video lesson? Ano sa tingin niyo, effective ba ang video lesson? Nakakatulong ba to sa inyo? Okay? 200 grade 6 pupils were the participants. 145 students said that it is effective and big help in modular distance learning. Totoo kaya ito? Okay, paki-comment na kung talagang effective to sa inyo. Okay, so 200 grade 6 na participants, 145 ang nagsabi na effective. So anong klaseng probability kaya ito? Siyempre, that is experimental. Nag-i-experiment eh. Okay, tinatanong yung mga estudyante, ano ba, effective ba ang video lessons na ginawa ni Teacher Juan? Okay, 145 nagsasabi, yes, effective yan. So that is experimental probability. Learning task 2. Solve the following problems. Make the prediction based on the problem. Okay. A spinner is divided into 4 equal sections, numbered 1 to 4. It is spun 100 times. Okay. Here are the results of the spin. So tingnan mo natin itong spinner na ginawa niya. Meron siyang spinner, merong numbers 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pinaikot niya ng 100 times. Okay? Here are the results of the spin. So ito ang result niya. Number 1, lumabas ng 28 times. Number 2, lumabas ng 35 times. Number 3, lumabas ng 25 times. And then number 4, lumabas ng 12 times. Okay? So ang total niyan, dapat it should be 100. Okay? Kasi 100 times niyang pinaikot. Okay? So ang 1, 28 times, 2, 35, 3, 25, and then 12 is 12 times lumabas. Here are the questions. 1, find the probability that 4 will be spun. Okay? So ano daw ang probability na ang 4 ang lumabas? So probability of 4, ilang beses lumabas ang 4? 12 times. Okay? 12 times lumabas, ilang beses pinaikot? 100 times. Okay? So this is experimental probability, no? So that is 12 over 100. Siyempre, fraction yan, kailangan mo lang lowest term. So ang lowest term ng 12 over 100 is 3 over 25. Paano nangyari yon? Kuhanin ang greatest common factor ng 12 at saka 100, and that is 4. 12 is divisible by 4. 100 is divisible by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 100 divided by 4 is 25. And that is why the probability that 4 will be spun is 3 over 25. Okay, number 2. Find the probability that 3 will be spun. So ilang beses lumabas ang 3? That is 25 times. Ilang beses siya nagpaikot? 100 times. This is experimental probability kasi. Okay? So, syempre, fraction, kailangan nating i-lowest term. The lowest term of that is 1 over 100. Paano nangyari? Get the greatest common factor of 25 and 100, and that is 25. 25 is divisible by 25, and 100 is divisible by 25 also. 25 divided by 25 is 1. 100 divided by 25 is 4. That is why the probability that 3 will be spun is 1 is to 4. Okay? Now, number 3. Find the probability that 2 will be spun. Okay? Tingnan naman natin. So, ilang beses lumabas ang 2? 35 times. Ilang beses siya nagpaikot? 100 times. That is experimental probability again. At syempre, fraction, kailangan natin i-lowest term kung pwede. So, that is 7 over 20. Paano nangyari yon? 35 is divisible by 5, and then 100 is divisible by 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 100 divided by 5 is 20. That is why the probability that number 2 will be spun is 7 over 20. Okay, next question. Find the probability that 1 will be spun. Ilang beses lumabas ang 1? Siyempre, 28 times. Okay, ilang beses nagpaikot? 100 times. Siyempre, kailangan natin i-lowest term. The lowest term of 28 over 100 is 7 over 25. Paano nangyari? Get the greatest common factor, and that is 4. 28 is divisible by 4. 100 is divisible by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7. 100 divided by 4 is 25. Kaya naman, the probability that 1 will be spun is 7 over 25. Next tayo. A drawer contains 6 black marbles. Okay? Ayan, marbles, 4 red marbles, 2 maroon marbles, and 2 blue marbles. 1 marble is picked at random and then replaced. Predict how many times can you expect the color of the marble to be picked. Tingnan natin. So, ilang beses kayang mapipick ang white? Okay, ito ang unang tanong. How many times can you expect the color of marble to be picked? Ilang beses makayang, ano ang chance na mapili ang white? Or what is the probability na mabubunot ang white? So ilan ba ang white na nandiyan? Okay, so meron lang yang 2 white marble. Ilang marbles all in all? Bibilangin mo yan. That is 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 2. So there are 16 marbles. Okay? At syempre, dahil fraction yan, kailangan mo yung i-lowest term. Okay? Lowest term of 2 over 16, okay, that is 1 over 8. Paano nangyari? Greatest common factor is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1, and then 16 divided by 2 is 8. So the probability of picking a white is 1 over 8. Okay, next. Ngayon naman, what is the probability of picking a blue marble naman? So ilan ba ang blue marbles? There are 2 blue marbles. Ilan lahat ng marbles? 16. So same answer pa rin. Kailangan natin i-lowest term ang 2 over 16, and that is 185. Number 3. Okay, what is the probability naman of picking a red marble? So ilan ba ang red? 4. Okay, ilan lahat ng marbles? 16. Okay, ngayon, kailangan mo uling i-lowest term yan. So, lowest term of 4 over 16. So the greatest common factor is 4. Okay, so 4 divided by 4 is, this is 1, and then 16 divided by 4 is 4. Okay, so the probability of picking red marble is 1/4. Okay, what is naman the probability of picking black marble naman? So ilan ba ang black marbles? Meron niyang 6. Ilan ang lahat ng marbles? Merong 16 marbles. Okay, so lowest term natin, ano ang greatest common factor? 6 is divisible by 2, 16 is divisible by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and then 16 divided by 2 is 8. Okay, so the probability of picking a black marble is 3 over 8. Now, Okay? Maroon naman tayo. What is the probability of picking a maroon marble? Ilan ba ang maroon? Merong dalawa. Okay? Ilan lahat ng marbles? 16 marbles. Ngayon, lowest term pa rin natin yan. So that is 1/8 pa rin. Okay? Okay. What is the probability naman of picking not white marble? So ilan ang white? Ilan ang white? Dalawa. So ilan yung hindi white? There are 14. Okay? Kaya naman, ilan lahat ng marbles? 16 marbles lahat. Okay? Tapos, lowest term pa rin natin. Okay? Find the greatest common factor, and that is also 2, and that is 2. Okay? 14 divided by 2, that is 7, and then 16 divided by 2, that is 8. So the probability of picking a not white marble is 7/8. Okay? So ganun lang po. Next. Learning task 3. From a deck of cards, you draw one card at random. Find the probability of drawing each of the following. Okay, deck of cards. Ito ay baraha, no? Cards. Yan. Okay. Ngayon, tingnan natin itong mga condition na to. What is the probability of picking a red card? Kung familiar kayo sa deck of cards, meron lang yang dalawang kulay. Okay? Meron yang red at saka black. Okay? At ang total number of cards na nandyan sa one deck of cards is 52. Okay? 52 lahat ng laman ng isang card na yan. Okay. Kaya, kung titingnan mo, hahatiin mo lang yan kasi red at saka black lang naman ang nandyan. Ibig sabihin sa 52 na yan, meron diyang 26 na red at saka 26 din na black. Okay? So what is the probability of picking or drawing a red card? So that is, ilang red ang meron? 26. Okay? Ilan lahat ng cards? 52. Okay? So the probability of picking a red card is 26/52. Or, syempre, dahil yan ay fraction, ilo-lowest term yan. Find the greatest common factor. So the lowest term of 26/52 is 1/2. Okay? Ngayon, dito naman tayo. What is the probability naman of picking a black card? Ilan ba ang black card? 26 din yan. So the probability of picking a black card is 26. Ilan lahat ng cards na meron? 52. Siyempre, fraction, ilo-lowest term natin. That is also 1/2. Paano nakuha, sir? Get the greatest common factor. The common factor of 26 and 52 ito. Sorry. 52 is 26. 26 divided by 26 is 1. 52 divided by 26 is 2. Okay, kaya yung naging 1/2. What is the probability naman of picking an ace? Alas. Ano ang probability ng pagkuha ng alas daw? So ilan ba ang bawat type ng cards? So ang ace meron niyang 4 na piraso. Meron niyang 4 na ace. Ibig sabihin, the chance of picking an ace is 4. And then ilan lahat ng laman ng deck of cards? 52. So that is 4/52. And then lowest term natin, that is 1/13. Okay, paano nakuha? Get the greatest common factor pa rin, and that is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 52 divided by 4 is 30. Okay? Now, what is the probability naman of picking a spade? Okay? Sa card, eto sa card naman, parang tinuturuan ko na kayo. So meron lang yang mga, anong tawag nito? May mga tawag dyan eh. So meron diyang spade, meron diyang hearts, merong diamonds, at saka merong clubs. Okay? 4 na klase. Okay? Spade, heart, diamond, at saka clubs. Yung parang flower. Okay. So, ibig sabihin nun, kung 4 na klase lang siya sa 54 deck of cards, okay? Ang isang type ng card, that should be 13 pieces. So, merong 13 na spade sa isang deck of cards. So, ilan lahat ng cards? That is 52. Okay. Ngayon, so get the greatest common factor pa rin. of 13 and 52, and that is 1 over 4. Okay, so the probability of picking a spade is 1 over 4 or 1 is to 4. Now, what is the probability naman of picking a king of hearts or drawing a king of hearts? Sa isang deck of cards, ilan ba ang king of hearts? Siyempre, meron lang yang nag-iisang king of hearts. Kaya naman, the probability of picking king of hearts, that is 1 is to 52. Okay? So, ganun lang po ang learning task 3. Proceed tayo sa learning task 4. 2 coins are tossed at the same time, okay, for 20 times. Below are the results of tossing the coin. So ito yung mga result, no? Merong head, head, tail, tail, head, head, tail, 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 head, tail, tail, head, and so on and so forth. And here are the questions. Based on the problem above, answer the following questions. Okay. First, what is the experimental probability that the result is 2 heads? Okay. Ilan daw ang probability na ang result niya ay 2 heads? Ngayon, tingnan natin. Ilan ba, alin dyan ang may result ng 2 heads? 1, 2, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? So yun lang naman, di ba? There are just 6 lang na ang result ay 2 heads. Ibig sabihin, 6 times siya lumabas. Okay? And then, syempre, ilang beses siyang nag-toss? 20 times. Ilang beses ang trial niya? 20 times. So that is 6 over 20. And then, tingnan kung pwede pang i-lowest term. Yan. Get the greatest common factor. So 6 is divisible by 2. 20 is divisible by 2. So that is 3 over 10. Okay? So the probability of getting 2 heads based on the experimental probability or the experimental probability of getting 2 heads is 3 over 10. Okay. What is the experimental probability that the result is 2 tails naman? Tingnan naman natin. Alin naman kaya dyan ang probability na makakuha ka ng dalawang tail naman? Tingnan natin. Dalawang tail. Tail, dalawa, tatlo. Okay. Tatlo lang ba? Wala na. Tatlo lang. So, the probability of getting 2 tails ay, okay, the probability of getting 2 tails, nagpalitan ako ng kulay, tatlo lang siya is 3 over ilang trials? 20. Okay? So yun lang. May lowest term pa ba? Wala. So this is now the answer, 3 over 20. What is the experimental probability that the result is head, head, and tail? Okay, is head and tail or vice versa? So alin kaya dyan ang probability ay head and tail or vice versa? Tingnan natin yung head and tail. Tingnan natin, head, tail, isa. Pwede magkabaliktad ha, dalawa, okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 head, tail, and tail, head. Kung kaya naman, the answer for number 3, okay, ilan ang result ng head, tail, or vice versa? That is 11. Ilang beses ang trial niyang ginawa? That is 20. So the experimental probability that the result is a head and tail or vice versa is 11 over 20. Okay, so yun lang po. Oh, assessment na tayo. Okay, assessment. Solve the following problems. Write the correct letter of the correct answer in your notebook. Okay, ngayon sagutan natin itong assessment. Palit tayo ng highlighter. Okay. Each of 11 letters of the word mathematics is written in a separate card. Okay, the cards are placed face down and shuffled. The card is chosen at random. What is the probability that it will show the letter M? Okay, so 11 letters ang word na mathematics. Ilan ang M sa mathematics? Meron lang siyang 2. So ibig sabihin, the probability of picking letter M is 2M over 11. So that is letter B. Binilugan ko lahat pero sabi letter lang. Okay? Yan. Number 2, there are 6 red balls, 4 blue balls in a jar. What is the probability of picking a black ball? Tingnan niyo, meron lang 6 na red at merong 4 na blue. Ang hinahanap niya, what is the probability of picking a black? Ano kaya sa tingin niyo? Meron bang black? Wala, di ba? Kaya naman, the probability of picking a black ball is 0. Okay? That is impossible to happen. Number 3, there are 2 empty seats next to each other on a bus. 2 boys and 2 girls get on the bus. What is the probability that 2 boys will sit the empty seats? Okay? So ano kaya probability na? Dalawang bakante, tapos pumasok dalawang babae sa dalawang lalaki. So, okay? Ang chance lang nun, pwedeng sa dalawang upuan, girl-boy or girl-girl, or boy-girl or boy-boy. Okay? So, 4 lang ang chance na pwedeng mangyari. So, the probability that 2 boys will sit the empty seats is just 1/4 or 1:4. A survey was conducted about the efficacy of video lessons. Okay? So, ito pa rin yun. Okay, ano daw ang efficacy ng video lessons? Tinatanong na naman, effective ba ang video lesson ni Teacher Juan? Tinanong ang 200 grade 6 pupils. Okay? Okay? Participants, 145 ang nagsabi, yes po, effective po yan. And big help in modular distance learning. Find the probability of the efficacy of the video lesson. Okay. So ngayon, that is 145 over 200. Kapag ni-lowest term mo yan, that should be 29 over 40. Okay? Number 5 tayo. Tossing a coin 50 times, it landed head 22 times. What is the probability of getting a tail? Okay? So 22 times nagland sa head, ano daw ang probability ng tail? So ibig sabihin, kung 22 times ang head, ang tail, that is 28 times. Kasi 50 times siya nag-toss. So ibig sabihin, the probability of landing on tail, that is 28 over 50. Or, kapag ni-lowest term mo, that is 14 over 25. Okay? And that answers our assessment. Ngayon, salamat po muli sa inyo at congratulations po sa inyong lahat. Happy graduation. Happy graduation. Kung may natutunan kayo at nakatulong sa inyo ang mga video lessons ko, please, wag po kayong mahihiyang mag-comment sa baba. Maraming salamat po. Bye-bye!